Choosing the right tools in a project is pretty important as it helps to gain the right tonal values that we are going for and also helps to make our art look more realistic in the end. For today's lesson, we'll be needing some pretty straightforward items that you can get at any stationery shop. For this video, I'm using graphite pencils. First one is a 4H pencil from Apsara. I'll be using it to make light marks on the paper while I mark the outlines of the portrait. Then I will use a 3B pencil from Camlin to fill in the details. Further, I will use an 8B pencil from Camlin to make the darker values while shading. If you still seem to be unable to get a hand on these, you can try any other brand as this is a beginner friendly lesson, and you can use a normal HB pencil too if you want. Getting a mechanical pencil will be a good point too as it doesn't lose its tip and size. But I highly recommend to try out the different varieties of graphite pencil when you get a hang of the lessons I will teach today. Any normal eraser can be used in this lesson. Preferably you must buy the non-dust one, but that is not as necessary in the beginning. I also have these kneaded erasers to make cleaner details. You can knead this into any shape and it apparently never wears out, so that's a plus too. I also have this pencil slash eraser thingy which can be sharpened when needed, and this helps me erase very tiny details in my sketches. I use a foot-long ruler which I think is enough at the beginning when you're making small scale sketches. This may be a new thing for some people, so I'll describe it as such. It is a tool used for merging the scratch lines of a graphite pencil to get a smoother and more natural finish. You can also use a cotton earbud for this if you want. It gives a similar finish if not as smooth. For this lesson, I will be using a sketchbook paper which is slightly thicker than the normal drawing sheet we use as a student. For the project, you can use whichever surface you want to practice on at first as long as it is white. Although I do recommend trying out different paper surfaces later to find what suits your liking. I already demonstrated the tracing paper's use previously, and I can't stress enough how important it is to spend some time with this and trace out photographs with it. Try it out and you will evidently see what I mean. Now this is an optional part of this beginner lesson as this is used to preserve more refined and finished works done on a larger scale. But personally I think whatever you make is art and must be treated that way fairly. This spray fixes your artwork wherever it is and the pencil marks don't smudge anymore. This is mostly used in the end after you have signed your work.